Are you or a loved one overwhelmed at the thought of transitioning to assisted living? There's a lot to think about when making a major life transition like this, and I'm going to explain some things that you should think about before making the leap so you make the right decision. These next few minutes will be a broad overview, but will definitely help get you moving in the right direction. Care Patrol exists to provide safer care options for seniors across America. I'm Sarah with Care Patrol of Bradenton, Florida, and on this channel, we teach you everything you need to know about transitioning into safer senior living. Now, today's topic of the day is thinking about transitioning to assisted living? Well, if you are, there are 6 important factors to consider and one very important fact to remember. The 6 important things to consider are: what kind of care or assistance is needed? What is your budget? What is the time frame? Where are you looking to live? And then what are your preferences? And then lastly, how do you know if the housing option you pick is a good one before making the move? Okay, now let's dig deeper into each one. The first important thing to consider is what kind of care or assistance is needed, since there are different senior housing options to mull over. Do you need independent living, assisted living, memory care, or a nursing home? To help answer that question, ask yourself, what event or emergency occurred that led you to this point? What activities of daily living, or ADLs, have become difficult or unsafe to complete alone? What medical conditions or diagnoses do you have? And do you need a community that provides transportation? Second important thing to consider is budget. What is your budget? To determine your monthly budget for care, subtract any set bills you have from your monthly income and leave yourself a little cushion for personal items and fun. Those items can come from, or your income, I should say, could be a combination of any money coming from Social Security, pensions and annuities, and spending down your savings. Your set bills will be any bills you'll still have once you transition out of your current home, such as your monthly health insurance, car insurance, if you still drive, life insurance, recurring medical bills, prescription drug costs, and any outstanding car loans or credit card payments. You will not make monthly payments anymore for things such as your mortgage or rent, electricity, water, sewer, home insurance, because you'll likely not have those bills. The last thing to consider for budget is if you qualify for aid in attendance, veterans aid in attendance, have long-term care insurance, or have a home to sell. The third important thing to consider is, what is the time frame? When looking at your time frame, think about, how soon are you looking to transition? Do you have a hard deadline because of the sale of your home or an anticipated discharge date from hospital or short-term rehab? Do you need any help from family or friends who are only going to be in town or available for a specified amount of time? And is your transition dependent upon when benefits would begin? Fourth important thing to consider is, where are you looking to live? Are you looking to stay in the same state and area you're in right now, or are you looking to relocate? Have you thought about the weather or possibly moving somewhere warmer with a more enjoyable climate? Are you looking to be near family or friends? Do you want to stay local so you're familiar with your surroundings and can maintain going to the same church, doctor, bank, and community events? Fifth important thing to consider is, what are your preferences? Do you think you'd prefer to live in a larger or a smaller community? Do you think a studio would suffice, or do you need a 1 bedroom or larger? Is a roommate preferred? What style do you gravitate towards? Older or newer? Classic or modern? What floor would you prefer to live on? Would the 5th or 7th floor excite you, or do you covet the 1st floor? And then the 6th and most important thing to consider is, how do you know if the housing option you pick is a good one before making the move? Can the community properly care for you? There are varying degrees of licensure and levels of care even when looking at the same types of communities. Not all communities can handle all types of care, and you need to know if the community you're leaning towards can properly meet your care needs. And how does the community perform during state visits? Do they have deficiencies when the state comes to conduct a survey? And if they do, are any deficiencies properly addressed? Are there any reports of abuse or neglect? Okay, those were the 6 important things to consider. Now, sometimes, even after doing your due diligence and giving the community a fair amount of time to properly care for you and for you to get acclimated to them, you're still not in the right fit for you, or something happens and you just have to leave. Although there are some lifetime contracts and yearly contracts, the vast majority of these options are month to month and therefore only require a 30 to 45-day notice to move out. And even the lifetime contracts have some leeway, so you don't have to worry that you'll be stuck with no way out. Now, I know this was a lot of broad information, but a good start if you're looking about transitioning to independent living, assisted living, or will need memory care down the road. Watch the next video, check out the website or podcast, or reach out to me for more tips and information on how to make the best decision. Remember, my services are always free for the families I assist, and I'm a delight to work with.